are some of the events that you've been to? And of course, you're saying that this year there are plans for it, but then let's talk about selling your music, what you do, the quality to the rest of the people, maybe on the African continent or part of the world.
Okay, so our very first trip together as a band, prior to that, I think some of the band members had traveled individually, but together as a unit, going out there to go and do our own music was in 2019.
Okay.
We auditioned on a project called Bisabi by an organization called Casa Africa, and this was based on the recommendation of our friend Chicheku, who is very conversant with the touring landscape. So he advised us to get ourselves out there and that people in Europe would love our music. So we applied, we were picked, and we were asked to come and audition out of like 12 bands. Chicheku himself was there, so his band and Fra, we were chosen to go on a tour for 6 weeks in Spain. So that was, I think, our first major breakthrough. We did 9 shows in 9 different locations.
Which year was that? 2019?
In 2019 across Spain, and it was an eye-opening experience for us, having to play music, and man, people in Europe love Ghanaian music. I'm saying this because anytime we went on stage, every single venue we played at, the place was full right before we came on stage. And from the first song to the last song, even though they don't understand the language, the way they relate, the way they look at you, they try to repeat the words. It's funny when you hear Europeans trying to speak to you.
Can you imagine?
And they try to repeat the words, they try to get themselves involved in the music, and it's very encouraging because we saw songs we wrote in our bedrooms, we sat down to piece together being repeated, choruses being sung by our audiences in Europe, and it didn't end there. We came back and we did a showcase in Morocco, in Rabat. That was later that year, called Vista for Music, and the feedback from that one too was very phenomenal, and we had a number of bookings from that particular show for the next year, 2020, in summer. That's
okay.
So I think in 2020 we went to Zanzibar. There's a show called, there's a festival called Southeast Buzara, which is one of the biggest in East Africa. We also performed there, and that show, I just want to go back to Zanzibar just because of that show.
It's written all over your face.